Chapter 26 of the Tao Te Ching carries a central message. The heavy gives rise to the light. Laozi says that heaviness is the root of lightness. Stillness is the master of restlessness. Heavy and light are relative to each other. Stillness and restlessness exist in comparison. They are not absolutes. What is heaviness? It is that which settles downward. We often say a person is steady and composed. Lightness is what floats upward. It describes someone who is flippant or frivolous. Laozi is not simply saying that heaviness is the foundation. His point is that only from heaviness can you make use of lightness. The reverse does not work. A heavy object can lift something light to any height, but a light object trying to lift something heavy will be overturned. Heaviness describes a person of great virtue and composure. Lightness represents acting on private whims. Here we see a key difference between Chinese and Western sensibilities. A Westerner generally laughs when he feels like laughing. A Chinese person reads the room first. He asks if this is an appropriate moment. Even if laughter is fitting, it should not be too loud. This is often mistaken for conservatism. It is actually a kind of cultivated restraint. Look at the world today. Chinese people are hardly the most conservative. Once that restraint is lost, behavior can become worse than anyone else's. That is precisely why there is so much criticism. They are welcomed for their wealth, yet they sometimes leave disorder behind. Heaviness is the root of lightness. A person with genuine composure can afford to relax. It is natural to lighten up from time to time, but some have never cultivated a sense of timing or audience. Those who act only on impulse will struggle their entire life. Others will find them strange. They will feel a deep unease and wonder what is wrong. It is not a matter of right or wrong. It is a matter of the impression one leaves on others. Stillness is clear enough, but what about restlessness? Think of a kite flying in the open air. If the string snaps, the kite loses all direction. It spins and drifts, unable to hold steady. In a person, this is called unrest. A restless person cannot be still. His heart is in turmoil, and his eyes dart about. His mind races endlessly. His hands and feet are at a loss. What is meant by the master? It refers to a force of restraint and governance. Stillness can govern restlessness. However, restlessness cannot govern stillness. That is the essential insight Laozi offers us. Person should practice steadiness and stillness daily. One must remain capable of decisive action when the moment calls for it. That is what it means to be both composed and dynamic. That is the kind of person we truly need. Chapter 26 continues with another point. The noble person travels all day without leaving his provisions. Does this mean the army moves only after supplies are secured? What do these provisions actually represent? Laozi is not talking about material things. He is not referring to food or daily necessities. He is referring to virtue and moral character. The noble person goes into the world to walk the way. Why must they do this every single day? Why endure such effort? Imagine asking Laozi or Confucius about their tireless work. They would give the same answer without hesitation. They would say they are bringing hardship upon themselves. Yet beneath that hardship they find joy. If a person only experiences suffering, there is no point. Pursuing pleasure for its own sake is a waste of time. It is simply a disturbance to others. The noble person walks the way and cannot abandon it. He cannot enjoy himself and then forget why he came. Too many people fall into this pattern. They set out with good intentions, only to cause disruption. This happens more and more today. You may travel and encounter beautiful scenery. You may stay in a palace of splendor. Even then, your heart should rest as quietly as a swallow in its nest. Do not demand fine food or luxury. You must remain above material desire. That is what it means to be truly detached. Laozi then expresses a deep lament. How can a ruler conduct himself with such levity toward the world? You have a rare opportunity to fulfill your responsibilities, yet you act without gravity. You rely only on your individual opinions. You govern the realm with reckless haste. You stir up resentment among the people. You would have been better off not acting at all. Laozi wrote during a time of great conflict. Rulers and ministers did not act as they should. His lament is deeply felt. He asks how governance could fall so low. Lightness loses the root. Restlessness loses the master. Flippancy and carelessness cause you to lose your foundation. Eagerness to prove yourself prevents you from holding steady. You cannot understand the kingly way. Only the one who embodies the kingly way is truly great. Without it, there is no greatness. This is the origin of the debate between the kingly and hegemonic ways. This debate grew from both Taoist and Confucian thought. How does one become a person of the kingly way? You do not necessarily have to be a king. You must simply live by those principles. Laozi introduces the idea of saving both people and things. Chapter 27 tells us the sage is always good at saving people. Therefore, he abandons no one. He is always good at saving things. Therefore, he abandons nothing. Does this mean one must never cast anything aside? Please continue watching Zheng Shichang's exploration of these profound mysteries.